Hi, this is Pavey Wavy. Welcome to this explainer video about close games. Let's talk about why we classify some games as close and what that means. Underlying the concept is the fact that as a game score ratio gets really big, the information we get about the two teams from that game is less useful. Let's say you had a game that had a final score with the apples earning 200 points and the bananas earning 8 points, which is a score ratio of 25 to 1. Does that make you confident in saying that the apples were 25 times stronger than the bananas? It's even more clear if you compare it with other games. Let's say the apples now play the coconuts, and it's 200 for the apples and 4 for the coconuts. That's a 50 to 1 ratio. Okay, so the apples look like a strong team. But based on these two games, are you confident in saying that the bananas are actually twice as strong as the coconuts? Probably not. That's only 4 points difference. Probably those two teams are pretty much the same strength. It was only one scoring pass different. Now let's say the bananas and the coconuts play, and the score is 200 points to 133, which is a 1.5 to 1 ratio. Intuitively, we are going to be a lot more confident saying that the bananas are 1.5 times or 50% stronger than the coconuts, rather than saying that the apples are 50 times or 5,000 times as strong. Okay, Shampuri, why are the bananas underripe? Okay, I get it. They were harder than the coconuts. Very funny. Anyway, real game stats bear this out. Closer games within a certain range of score ratios tell us more accurate information about the teams than blowouts. For our algorithm, we define that range at a score ratio of 4 to 1. So a game with a score like 200 to 50, 320 to 80, 120 to 30, and so on. Before I get into the details of what officially counts as a close game, let's talk about the two times when we care about this. And both of these are related to close games giving us more information about teams, which in turn lets us generate more accurate rankings. Firstly, going to regionals. To be eligible to go to regionals, you need to have played 5 close games. This allows us to feel confident that you are ranked properly and have earned your spot. Learn more about this in the Going to Champs video. Secondly, not being tied to your seed. When a new season starts, your team's ranking is tied to your ranking from the previous season. We do this through the concept of a virtual game. Check out the Seeds and Virtual Games video for more information. When you play 5 close games in the season, that virtual game basically goes away and your ranking will only be determined by games from the current season. Make sense? Let's finish up by running through the policy on exactly what counts as a close game. There are 4 cases. You only need to qualify for one of those 4 for a game to be considered close. Firstly, if you play the game and the game score ratio is within 4 to 1, it counts as a close game. Exactly 4 to 1 counts as close too. Or, if the game is supposed to be close, it still counts. This is to say, if the predicted score ratio is within 4 to 1 based on the current ranking points when the game is played, then it counts as close, even if the actual score didn't end up being close. Number 3 is similar. If the game was predicted to be close when you filed the sanctioning application, it counts as close regardless of the score. So feel free to plan your season based on games that are supposed to be close and get those sanctioning applications in early. Lastly, a game always counts as close if the difference of the team's ranks at the time of the sanctioning application is less than 15. So if a team played number 1 plays a team ranked number 15, the game is always considered close, regardless of score or ranking points. Same with a team ranked 4th against a team 12th or 4th and 18. But if number 1 and number 16 in a region is not automatically close, and they would have to look at the other 3 rules to see if they apply. Why do we have this rule? This is to make sure teams that try their best to book games but do not have many opponents within that 4-to-1 ratio can still play games that count for the 5 needed for regionals. This helps in smaller regions like Oceania and Latin America to broaden the pool of possible opponents regardless of ranking points. And that is close games. Games within a 4-to-1 ratio tell us better information about a team's strength. We need 5 or more of them to feel confident of a team's ranking, and so we require 5 close games to be eligible for regions. And it's after 5 close games we feel confident not anchoring teams to their previous season's ranking.